So good evening, reviewees. Thank you again for your attendance this evening. So we are live also on YouTube. I will just share this link sa atin nga in our Facebook group. Okay. Can you see now the screen? Level 1, test 2. Please confirm, reviewees. And Mark, Miss Jem.
Yes, ma'am, kita ada.
Okay. So the previous session we had, that was level 1, test 1. So we are now in level 1, test 2 for the numerical reasoning. So are you ready now? Other competencies are just being repeated here, but it will still test your numerical reasoning. So I hope you could answer some of those items or those items we already had, which the techniques or strategies I presented to you could be applied. So let's have the number 1. Sorry. Anybody?
$16, ma'am, number 1.
Miss Jem, 16. Okay. What pattern did you discover, Miss Jem? What pattern? What or operation that is consistently being used from one term to another term?
Multiplication, ma'am. Multiply
by 2?
by 2.
Okay, yes. I agree. Multiplying by 2. 1/2 times 2 is 1. Diba? By using the cancellation, you could have the remaining factors 1 times 1, 1. Times 2 again, it's correct that the next term is 2. Trying to multiply it by 2, please double check that this answers the next term, which is 4, correct. So that will be the pattern to be applied in the last term given to get the next term, the unknown term. So that is 16. Okay. Second.
$35, ma'am. 35. 35.
Still, Miss Jem. 35. What pattern can you share to us? The pattern you use, the pattern
patterns, ma'am, nasa 10, 12, 14, right? Tapos 25, 30, next is 35.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Miss Jem. From 10 to going to 12 has a difference of 2. Going to 14, yes, the same. That has difference of 2. While here, 25 going to 30 has a difference of 5. So consistently though, we have in the odd numbered yes, position of the terms, they have difference of 2, and the terms in the even position, just like the second, the fourth, and the sixth is the unknown, they have the difference of 5, diba? So plus 5 plus 5, we are expecting that this unknown term is really 35. So 5, 5, 5. The odd numbered or the odd numbered or the position of the odd numbered terms the position in the odd numbers wala, that just like first, third, and fifth, may difference na nga 2. Okay. So, I'm just presenting for the others to be clarified. Okay? Shall we proceed? So, patterns could be by multiplying consistently by this operation. Other patterns could be through the odd numbered positions of the terms or even numbered position of the terms. So consider also that pattern. Third item.
140, ma'am.
Mark, you said 140.
40.
What pattern? Can you share to us your way of for the unknown
The same
number?
with number 2, ma'am.
The same with number 2, that trying to
When you add 50, you get 100.
50 and
100 plus 50, 150.
While
40
yes,
plus
by
50,
50. Here also by 50, 40,
90,
90. So next by adding 50,
140.
140. By adding 50, so by adding 50, we get 140. Okay. Fourth, anybody?
94.
Oh. Mark, again.
94, ma'am.
94 is not a cubed number. Yes. So what is the 8
2.
from 2
4.
cubed?
3.
For the 27, it's from 3 cubed. 64, it's from 4 cubed. How about 125? 5 cubed. And in 94, we could look for a number that is being cubed. The result is 94. So, no cubed number for 94. Number 5. I already introduced to you the strategy for this item. What number do you start? If you divide it by 4, have it or get the half of it, and then multiply it by 5 to get the figure 20. Can you still apply the working backward strategy for this item? Working backward. Start with the last, with the result. Make use of the result. Go ang working backward until you could get what number is we will consider to start the for operation to start with. Working backward.
32.
32. Let me.
So get the figure 20, no?
Said, as answered by Miss Jem, it's 32. Let's check. Let's check by a strategy of checking. Yes. 32. Try to divide it by 4. It's 8. Diba? We will try to start it with 32. Divide it by 4. It's 8. Half it. That is 4. 4 multiply it by 5. It's correct. 20. So, Miss Jem, did you try to make use of working backward or trial and error? Miss Jem?
Yes, ma'am.
What strategy did you use?
Kinsolve ko lang, ma'am.
Trial and error?
Ganun ko lang. Ma'am.
Each of the choices? You use each of the choices? Or did you solve really utilizing 20 first?
Nag-start ako sa 40. Sa 40 gid ko nagano eh.
Okay. You try to check whether 30 is the starting number, di ba? Okay, trial and error. That strategy is trial and error. And no worries with the strategy you use as long as you could get the correct answer. But as I presented to you or in the previous sessions, that you can use the working backward strategy in solving problem. You use the result. From the result, next operation here is multiply it by 5 to get the result. What's the opposite of multiplying? Working backward. Let's make use of the opposite operations. So what is the opposite of multiplying it by 5? That is dividing. Agree? Okay. Now, 20 divided by 5 is 4. If we have 4, half it. What's the opposite of getting half? That is multiplying it by 2. So that is, we have already 8. Now, last operation is divide it by 4. The opposite of divide. Multiply it by 4. So we get accurately, we can get the accurate answer, which is 32. Without any more using trial and error. Did you get it? And Miss Anne, Miss Jem, and Sir Mark.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Okay, thank you for me, Miss Jem. Okay, let's
Yes,
proceed.
ma'am, gets.
Thanks, Mark. Sixth item. Let's proceed on the sixth item. Sixth item, the reciprocal value of 8.
Letter D, ma'am.
Letter
D.
Mark.
0.125.
Okay. 125 thousands for letter D. Let's check, Mark. We know that 8 could also be transferred into irrational form or fractional form as 8/1. They are the same. They are identical. And the reciprocal, when it's a reciprocal, we will switch the denominator and the numerator. So we need to have 1/8. And dividing 1 by 8 is, okay. I just, sorry. That's, okay. How many 8s are there in 10? Only 1, but still we have 2 Sige. We have two. I am doing the mental math. There is 1, 8 in 10. We still have the difference of 2. Then beside it is 0. That is 20 divided by 8. Still we have 2 8s in 20, so 16. And may difference na 4. Dugang ka 0. Next it with 0. 40 divided by 8, 5. Mentally, without any more doing the product, then subtracting. Try to learn that way, okay? Reviewees. Or if you cannot adjust, then making use of the detailed process of dividing the numbers. Okay, Mark. Yes, 100. The decimal of 125 thousands. Next item. Yes, expect that in numerical reasoning, there are always with this kind of item that you are to discover the pattern, apply the pattern to find for the unknown. 7. Sorry. Sorry. Anne, Miss Jem, did you find the pattern?
Kaya lang ito nga, iba ito pattern kaya.
24, ma'am.
Somewhat difficult. Oh, Mark, you said 24. Could you share to us the pattern you found it?
Oh, 3 plus 6 equals 9. Tapos 6 plus 9 equals 15. 15 plus 9, 24.
Okay. Yes, Mark. So this is trying to add the previous two terms to get the next term. Adding 6 and 9 to get, adding 3 and 6 to get 9, and trying to add 6 and 9 to get 15, and it's really 15. So we discovered the consistent pattern, and that will be applied also to the next term. 9 plus 15 to get 24. Okay. Next item. 12 over 5 is greater than 8 over 3. With this choice as true, false, or cannot say. What can you say? What should be the answer? I already introduced to you how to compare the fractions. Aside from doing the operation to get the decimal form of the fraction. Aside from that, there is the easy way to compare fractions and say that this one is bigger than the other. Can you still recall?
True, ma'am, true.
True, answered by Miss Jem. How? What is your process, Miss Jem, to say that this is true? That 12 over 5 is greater than 8 over 3. Can you share to us? Can you still remember?
Kaya kung i-convert mo sa percentage, ma'am, mas bawal ang percentage sang 12 over 5 sa 8 over 3.
Uh, what is the percent form of this 12 over 5? What is the percent form? 12 over 5.
Lang, mama, wait.
Di ba? There are two. They are the same. They have the same two parts, whole parts, di ba? Try natin. 12 divided by 5. That is 2, di ba? Then we still have 204. How about 8.8 divided by 3? This is one way to compare the two fractional numbers. We still have 2 also in the whole number. But we need to my 6 2 point 2 6, but we still have 20 divided by 3.6 to make it 18. But without any more solving, solving it completely for the decimal form of 8 over 3, the decimal is 2.6 versus 2.4. So which is bigger?
8 over 3, ma'am. Di balis ka,
Yeah.
takan mo. 5
You do the opposite way of dividing, Miss Jem. Careful, be careful. Numerator divided by denominator. Or can you still recall the butterfly without doing the division operation? The butterfly. There's something butterfly strategy of multiplying cross the denominator of the other to the numerator of the other fraction. This is, try to multiply 3 and 12, 3 and 12. Try to multiply. The product is 36. Multiplying 5 and 8. 40. And 40 versus 36 will be compared, and that will also signifies that 40 is greater than 36. This also signifies that 8 over 3 is also greater than 12 over 5. Can you now remember this strategy of comparing fractions? So that during the exam, you could easily proceed to the next item, applying this strategy or technique. This technique of comparing fractional numbers or fractions. Shall we proceed? Are you okay with this technique now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Miss Jam. Proceed on the next item. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10. Next term before 30. Let me share the link first of the session to the GC, to our GC. Are you looking for the pattern? What is the missing term there? Or what is the missing number for that set of numbers? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 30. Or the pattern could not always be from one term to its next term. Possibly, the pattern could be found from the first term to the last term, getting the relationship of the first term to the last term, the second term to the second to the last term, the third term to the third to the last term. What can you observe, Mark? Can you see
Letter
that
A, ma'am,
pattern?
12.
12. 12 is your answer?
Hmm.
Why 12? I gave you already the clue. Try to look for the relationship of 1 and 30. To 2 and the unknown, but unknown ra. Proceed to the known terms. 3 and 10. I already gave you the clue. 3 and 10. 5 and 6. What's the pattern? They all have the same what? Five and 6, 3 and 10, 1 and 30. Pair it. What did you observe? Unmute, please. They have the product of
10.
Mark, again. They have the product of multiplying 1 and 30. 2, 3 and 10, 5 and 6.
Multiplying by 10, ma'am. Forget na nakang 10. So, sunod nga number is 20. Tsaka gid man.
No? Mark, 1 and 30. Multiply 1 and 30. 30. 3 and 10. Is it 30 also? 5 and 6. 30 also. Try to pair the very first and the last term. The third term and the third to the last. The inner, yes, the first and the last. They all have the products of 30. Agree na, Mark? 30. 30 man ang 3 and 10. 5 and 6 multiplying 30. Therefore, the unknown, yes, is get 2 times what number to make it 30?
15, ma'am.
15. So, do not limit your looking for the pattern to consistent operation, to a term with this consistent operation to get the next to get its next term. But we could also have the pattern of pairing the numbers, given numbers of the first and the last, the second in the sequence, and the second to the last, the third and the third to the last. That's like 1 and 30, 2 and 15, the unknown, because it has, they all have the products of 30 when paired. Okay, shall we move on to the next item? Now, 10th item. Can you know? It was not yet reviewed the distance formula. The distance formula, somebody who knows the equation for distance? Distance is represented by small letter d, and the rate represented by small letter r times, or we could also just beside the rate is time. Variable beside another variable, the operation between is understood that the operation between is multiplication. So distance is equal to rate times time. Apply this formula to the problem or doing the substitution method. Thus, identify what is the distance in the problem, what's the rate, and the time. Distance is unknown. Okay, 60 kilometers per hour. This is the rate. And 3 hours and 45 minutes, this is the time. So, by simply multiplying 60 kilometers per hour and 3 hours and 45 minutes, we will get the distance. However, you need to make this 3 hours and 45 minutes into simply R, in terms of R. So, convert the minutes into hour. 3 hours and 45 minutes. What's the equivalent? Decimal. So let's substitute 60 kilometers per hour. Multiply it by, what's the decimal? And Miss Anne, Miss Jem, and Mark, what's the decimal of 3 hours and 45 minutes? If you want the decimal, it's okay. So if you would like to make it decimal, this has an equivalent of 3.75. Agree? 3.75. 45 minutes. 3/4 of an hour. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. 0.75 in decimal. If you make it in fraction, that is 3 and 3/4. So, okay ka ninyo yung decimal? Kaysa sa 3 and 3/4? If you want to have a decimal, then you can make use of the decimal rather than the fraction. So, we can cancel out the hour unit of measure. So, just multiply 3.75 and 60. Try to multiply 60, and if you have this kind of factors, you could set up that the first factor is here and the second factor will be 60. And when multiplying reviewees, you could have this one that bring down 0, so you could proceed to 6 times 5. Sorry. You could also align. Sorry. Others could align it. Sige. Others could, pwede man itong hindi mag-align. Basta you are to bring it down ng 0, proceed to 6 times 5. It's 30. Then 42 plus 3, 45. 6 times 3, 18. And 2 plus 4, that is 22. With the 2 decimal places, so we have 225. Rather than multiplying 60 times 3.75. So do the switching. So you could multiply, so you do the multiplication operation easily. So we already have the distance for the travel for a rate of 60 kilometers per hour in a time of 3 hours and 45 minutes. And Miss Jem, Sir Mark?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Just send me to back in, or if you want to clarify anytime, unmute, please. Let's proceed. Can you find for the answer of number item 11?
4.8, ma'am.
See ma'am, 4.8.
Let's verify. 60. Careful that 8% has a decimal of 8 hundredths. 8 over 100. 800ths. Not as 0.8. Be careful. Okay, 0.8. Or 800ths. 0. Decimal places, 4.8. Item number 12. What is the distance traveled in 2 minutes at a rate of 4 meters per second? Still, the same equation to be used or your formula. Apply it. However, careful, this in the rate we have seconds. So you need to convert this into seconds first before multiplying it to the rate, the time to the rate. What's the equivalent of 2 minutes in seconds first? Unmute.
Seconds.
2 minutes.
Second.
Them.
120, ma'am. 120
120,
seconds.
60 minutes in 1 minute, and that is 100. 60, 120 seconds. So let's multiply 120 by 4. So we could cancel out the seconds and seconds. We have meters. So this is
480.
480.
480 minutes. 480 mas 480
Yes, Miss Jem. So without any di ba, any more computation, just do the mental math. 4 times 120. So 408. Okay. As long as you know that you really apply the equation distance times time. Distance equals rate times time. Rate time.
Dapat ma'am may meters sa ma'am 480 meters para maano gid.
What is the distance in meters? Magamo rin yung question ni. Yes.
Meters.
Right. If the question is what is the distance in meters? Samo man na sa mga sa mga contest. Kura ganit na butang if unit of measurement is not being indicated in the question. So in the answer there should be unit of measurement. Final answer of the question, especially if there are no choices, they are to do the short answer, or they will really indicate their answer. They should have 480 meters as their final answer to be considered correct. Okay, let's proceed on the 13th item. Can you still recall? Can you now familiarize on the, or are you now familiar with the basic unit going to the next unit of measurement? Liters. The basic is liter. Deci, centi, milli. Going to the bigger unit of measure, deca, hecto, kilo, liter. Okay. So what's the equivalent of 13 over 20 liters?
650, ma'am.
650. Mark, can you share to us how? How did you come up with that answer? Mark?
Ma'am.
Mark, did you try to get first the decimal of 13 divided by 20? Mark? Did you try to
Nangan
divide?
mo na yung pamigpaan kanina. Convert lang, ma'am, ang gani. Convert lang anay ang 30 na by 20.
In decimal.
Tapos divide sa 20.
Yeah. We get it as
point something.
120. This is already 120. We still have 10 or 100, di ba? 10 to make it 105. Okay. So we already have the given 0.65. 0.65 or 0.65 in the problem. Liters. ML. Going to ML. How many? How many places from liters? Mark, next unit of measurement, liters. From liters. Deci, liters. Centi, liters. Milli, liter, deciliter, centiliter, milliliter. How many places? From liter to deci, to milli, I mean, 3. Agree, Mark?
If multiplied by 1,000, ma'am,
Okay.
650.
You are the multiplied by 1,000. You know that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. Another strategy I presented to you is the moving of decimal places only, the decimal point, 3 places to the right. And pwede man tong 1,000, the number of zeros in 1,000 signifies the number of places you move the decimal point to the right. So dugang lang ka zero to make it 650. So this is liters now. From liters, it becomes milliliters. 650. Okay, thank you for sharing, Mark. That 1 liter is equal to 1,000 ml, or you could making use of the movement of the decimal point. How many, the number of places from one unit to another unit of measurement. Okay, proceed kita in the next item. How about this? another given sequence. Can you think of the pattern for that? I don't know if what pattern are you thinking on this, but as I try to unlock what's the pattern behind this sequence, I tried to divide it by 8, but as I divide the last term by 8, it couldn't be divided by 8. So I started to divide the given terms by 4. Try to divide it by 4. Can you help me divide by 4? Dividing by 4. Divide by 4. The first given term has an answer as
32, ma'am. Ay, 32.
32 is your answer, Miss Jem. Sige, let's verify. Did you try to divide by 4, Miss Jem? All of the
Yes,
given
ma'am.
terms? This is
4.
this is 114. This is 14. Answer is 14. This time, here is 20, di ba? Dito na. Divide by 4. This is... Next is?
29, ma'am. 29.
29. The last is 41.
41.
Oo. Can
41.
Now, after the result, please observe some some relationship between these numbers. 6. It has difference of 6, di ba? It has difference of 9. It has difference of 6, 9, 13? Eh? 6, 9,
12.
12, I mean. 12, thanks, Miss Jem. Oh, 6, 9, 12. Meaning, what's the difference here? To be consistent. The difference here is also 3. 6 to 9, 3. 9 to 12, 3. Therefore, the difference here is also 3. 6 minus 3, 3. Subtract. The difference is, meaning, we need the difference of 41 to the difference of 41 and 29, 12, 29 and 29, 20 and 14, 6. So we should have the difference of 3 from 14, and that's the number that we are looking for is 11. 11. Agree? Do you agree?
Nawala ka sa choices, ma.
Mark?
Nawala ka sa choices ng sama.
11. But this would be divided, a number that should be divided by 4 to have an answer 11. What is that number that when dividing it by 4, the answer is 11?
44, ma'am.
44.
4.
So 44 is the unknown term here. So they have the same. If this is 44, try to check again the relationship among the terms. Divide by 4. They are all be divided by 4, and the result is 11, 14, 20, 29, 41. With the difference between those results as the difference is diminishing from 3. It doubles into it is being it has 3. It has a difference of 3 plus 3. Another, the difference of 20 and 29 is 6, but it should be added by 3 again to make it 9. The 9 will be will be the reference, and add it by 3 to confirm that the difference between the result of the last term and the result of the previous is has that difference 3 added by 3 consistently the difference is being added by 3. Okay, ay na pattern na to, diba? After the presentation, after all the presentation about the sequence, you should not limit your your pattern, or finding for looking or finding for the pattern by just simply one operation only. It could or possibly because there are multiple operations between, or multiple operations are being used or integrated or can be observed. Okay, we are about an hour gonna review, but we have still 15th item. Go. If 17 households were found to produce 85 bottles for recycling, how many bottles would you expect 200 households to produce? 17? It's a proportion. We have 17.
1,000, ma'am.
85. Yes, Mark.
1,000 if saktong sapat.
70 to 85 households. Households to how many bottles? Equal is to how many? Dan? That's it. What operation did you use, Mark? You tried to?
17 divide, no.
You tried to
70
divide?
by 80, no. 85 divide 17. 5. Tapos, times mo sa 200 house, sa 200 equals 1,000.
1/5. Okay. You can also do the other way of 85 times 200. Omitting two zeros. Trying to multiply 85 times 2 is 10, 116, 170. Annex it with 2 zeros sa pag-multiply to make it 85 times 200. Divide it by 17. So we have 1,000. 1.
Sigurita naman.
0. Ang inner, whatever ang complete Lydia, sa proportion, whatever ang complete, the inner terms are complete, so they are to multiplied and divide by the remaining. Kung diyan complete, amo diyan unahan nyo ka times. Divide by remaining, kung anong remaining. Outer, inner, in the proportion. Extremes and means bala? Can you still recall the extremes and means? Extremes and means. Di niya karang kompleto, amo ra multiply, tapos divide the remaining in the proportion, so you could get the unknown in the proportion. Proceed kita on the 16th item. Years before, 17 years before 2001. Simply, what operation shall you apply?
$1984, ma'am.
Sorry. 19?
84.
Mark? 1984, you just subtract.
2001 minus
Okay.
17 years.
Yes, I agree. 17. Number 17. 17th item, which has the following value. Has the highest value. Is it 63 minus 45? 2 raised to 4. 4 square. 8 times 2. Or 85 divided by 5. Can you now find the highest? Okay, one at a time. 63 minus 45. Answer is 18?
63 minus 45, ma'am. 18.
Ang highest. Mark, you really identified the highest?
Ma'am, ang 63 minus
63 minus
45 is
45.
2 raised to
Because 2 raised to 4 is just 16. Still, this 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 4 square is still 16. It's just, the other one is also 16. And 85 divided by 5 is, there is 1 here in the 5. 35, 17.
7.
So, yes, really, the highest value here is
63 minus 45.
45. Okay, let's see the number 18. 18. Well, if 2 nines is equivalent to 12 over what number? Miss Anne? Welcome back again, Miss Anne. Can you now? Hmm. Sorry. I will just rename you. Hmm? Can you still remember the process here? Hmm. You are just to think of the number to be multiplied from 2 to get 12. What is that number? That will be the same number to be multiplied from 9 to get the unknown number. Can you now recall our strategy or technique? Unmute, please. What number is to be multiplied from 2 to get 12? Somebody to unmute from the group.
36.
Your answer, Miss
30.
Jem, is... Oh, 36. Among the choices?
36.
6. Miss Jem,
Ang
6?
ila common factor.
6.
Ang common
Times
denominator is
6. Greatest common factor. Greatest common factor, GCF.
36 ang common factor na mo.
6. Miss Jem, we will multiply it by 6 from 2. 12. That will be the same number to be multiplied here in 9. 9 times 6. What's the result? Miss Jem? Are you now clarified?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 54.
54. Okay? Ano lang, nag-careless na sa pag-multiply ka 9 times 6, no? Okay?
Unexpect ko mo ang 36. Common denominator. Dala gali.
Take ko mag 36 kaya karoon. That is just one-third. One-third na equivalent, not 2/9. So, ma-2/9 gid kung 12 over 54. Try mo man na opposite, 12 divided by 54.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, our strategy kaysa we know the longest method here is 12 times 9. The longest method or longer way longer way of solving this is 12 times 9 divided by 2. Just like the proportion that we had a while ago. The complete terms here is the opposites of 12 times 9, and the remaining is 2 will be divided from the product. But you could still get 54. But I rather presented you that think of a number to be multiplied. If you can think of a number to be multiplied from 2 to get 12, that will be the same number that is times 6 to be 6 will be multiplied from 9 to get that unknown number 54. Okay, move on. 19th item. What number do you start if you multiply it by self, then multiply the answer by 4 to get 144? Try to make use of the working backward strategy now, as I presented to you. Mark?
6. Letter B, ma'am.
144. Mark, again?
6, ma'am.
6 is your answer. Working backward, Mark? Working backward strategy?
Hindi, ma'am. Times ko lang 6 sa 6.
Okay, sige. If you can easily get 6 times 6, and you try the 6 times 6, multiplying 636 times 4.
144.
144. Okay. Immediately, you tried 6. Did you skip 4? Mark? In your trial and error?
Sa 6 ako nag-base, ma'am.
Si 6 tayo, you just skip the 4. Because
okay, hindi mata nakadangat sa 144.
Yes. Too low. So, eliminated. Too low. So, you proceed to 6.
Medyo higher gawa.
Has a sense, may sense nga way nga try to reflect. Too low is eliminate using the elimination. This 44 is too high, eliminate. So among the numbers, di ba? Especially 36, it is also eliminated too high to result to 144. So between 6 and 9. So you start to consider 6 first, multiply to itself, multiply by 4, 144. The working backwards here is we started with 144 to be divided by 4. To be divided by 4, it is I am just here doing the 3. It's 3 to make it 12. But we still have the difference of 2 annexed by 4, 24 divided by 4. It's 6, 36. Multiplying it by itself, what's the opposite of multiplying? Is getting the square root. Multiplying to itself, square. What's the opposite of square? Getting the square root. 36. To exactly get the answer. But with the way that Mark applied in solving this, nag-elimination method anay, then the remaining prospect na answers or options or suggested answers will be utilized. Okay. Either any operation, any strategy, as long as you really understand the problem and you can analyze, apply the operations and the different strategy that I presented to you, or any strategy, personalized way of solving, as long as you can get the answer. So numerical reasoning, you really test your math skills. 20th item. Which suggested answer correctly identifies the following sequence? Is it the sequence of squared numbers? Is it the sequence of cubed numbers? Or the sequence of prime numbers? What's your answer?
Letter C, ma'am.
Okay, Mark. Yes, Mark. Correct. You're correct. This is just a sequence of prime numbers. 2 is a prime number. 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17. Prime numbers, the factors that the prime numbers have, a prime number has is only the number itself and 1, just like 2. The factors are only 2 and 1. 5 only and 1. 7, and so on. So they are prime numbers. 21st item. 54. What's the next number? The number after the unknown is 234. Next is 342, 462. So what's the unknown in the sequence? A while ago, I tried to divide those given number in the given terms in the sequence by 4. This time, try to divide it by looking to the numbers. What should be the divisor of that given numbers? All of those numbers could be divided by that divisor without any remainder. Without any remainder,
$138, ma'am.
the answer is 138. What pattern did you discover, Miss Jel?
Yung divide mo sa 6, ma'am. Sila 54 divided by 6. Divided by 6.
9. Here. Divide by 6. The answer is
9.
it's the first term. Divide by 6 ang second known term. Divide by 6, 39.
39.
Divide by 6 here.
Wala ko pa ma-divide.
Yes. After dividing it by
Roll.
6, the answer is 57.
7.
Can you see already, even without any more divided by 16, by 6 ang last term, what is the relationship, or what pattern could you see from 9, 39, 57? By dividing it by 6. By dividing it by 6, the answer is 9. So what is the relationship of 9 to the next term? Unknown, 39. Result ulit, tanda ha. These are the results already. So try to get the difference. If you cannot easily find the relationship, what's the difference of 57 and 39? Amo ganira nga, if you will divide it by 6, ang last nga given term, that is 70. This is 7, 42, 4, 7, 77. Can you see? Can you see the difference of the result? From the result, all of the given were divided by 6, and the result are 9. The results are 9, 39, 57, 77 respectively. The difference here is 20. The difference of 57 and 39 is 18? Huh? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am, 18.
How about the other one? So this is
162 siguro ang sabat, ma'am.
162.
Oo, kay 927, 39.
Result rin natin Mark?
Okay.
Result yung 39 from try to multiply. So meaning, ibalis ka din mo. Let's get the opposite operation. Times 6 here. Times 6 here, the result is 462. Times 6 here, the result is 342. Times 6 here, the result is 324. So we need to multiply the unknown by 6. What would be we will make use of times 6. And that would be among these options. But we still need to complete first this pattern. That when you multiply here is 54. The difference here is 20. So from 77 to 57, 20. 57 to 39 is 39. Therefore, possibly it is 16. The difference is 16. 39 minus 16. Try to subtract. 39 minus 16. Difference of the gaps is by 2s. 20? 23. 23. The gap between 39 and 23 is 23. The gap between 23 and 39 is 16. If this gap of 14 from 23 to and 9 will really if 14 is really the gap between 23 and 9, then we have really find that the unknown result here is 23. And that 23 will be utilized to multiply to 6 to get the correct answer among these choices. 23 times 6. Miss Jem, you are correct. 138. Okay na, Mark.
Oo,
Napili ni Miss Jem ang 138.
I
Pero
just,
I really don't know kung ano ni Miss Jem to kinambay. Basi I make it complicated. Miss Jem, do you have your process? Immediately you chose 138.
Kaya gin-divide ko lang ramam ang mga ang mga choices sa 6. So, pag
Okay.
pagpa-solve ka,
Trial and error.
na-solve ko
Which of
lagi
the
ang dalawa ka
following?
number divisible by 6.
Which of
Ano
the-
ko ra nga asa divisible by 6 ang mudi na divisible by 6 ano kanda.
Ma'am,
138.
you
Lagpat
try to reflect which among the choices could be divided by 6 because the given terms in the sequence could be divided by 6. What if there were options that can be divided by 6, Miss Jem? Which of the options will you choose? If may option na pwede ma-divided ka 6. May dyan naman yung mga options na ma-divided by 6, but the pattern that should have the pattern that consistently makita sa one term to another term. I just
kung
presented
wala
this
na
one.
siguro mamaman, okay na.
Mark?
Kung wala na siguro ang mga 2018, 16, 14, daw yung, o dalibon dulo mang siya yung 923.
The gaps, these are the gaps lang kang result, Mark. 14, 16, 18, 20 by 2. But the gaps there is 2. 14 going, skip blah. Two numbers be, yeah. Skip, what's the correct term? Skip
Mag-focus
count.
ka lang din ng
So
gabi sa
14,
middle.
16, 18, 20, the next. They are just the gaps between the result of dividing the given term by 6. This is not just this is not just one simple operation that is being involved in the sequence. So yes, we try to divide it by 6. After dividing the 6, we still need to observe among the result they have the difference 14, 16, 18, 20. So pattern nga naka-skip ang number skipping by 2, di ba? Daw skip count nakita nga 14, 16, di ba? And so on. Okay, you can still internalize this one in your
Sige ma'am, go rin.
vacant the most vacant time if you want to wow. Expect just be ready with the sequence that possibly the operation involved is not just only one operation. So you will try to consider this way of solving the sequence, the unknown term in the sequence. Diba? Another learning for you. 22nd item na tayo. 03254. What's the next? What's the unknown number? The position? Clue. Look with the odd numbered position and the even numbered position. Miss Jem.
7.
7. 2 from diba? 0 to 2, 4. Expect that the next would be 6. So possibly from 3 to going to 5. 3, 5. So the next
Plus 2 plus.
or plus 2 plus 2. Or skip count. Or plus 2 plus 2 from 3 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7. Okay. Right, damo lang ra for me. For the sequence. Okay. As long as you already have the background of blocking, what's the pattern behind the sequence. Okay, 23rd. If 50 calls are made each hour and of this, uh, 3 results in a sale, how many hours would it take to achieve 57 sales? In 50 calls, there are 3 na result from the 50 that okay, selling somewhat try to relate that in selling. Okay, what are you going to do with 57? In 50, we are not solving for the number of calls. We are just solving for how many hours. 1 hour, 50 calls, 3 result. 3 in a sale. So how many? How many hours would it take so that we could take or achieve the 57 sales? 3 in 1 hour. How many hours? Another 3. For the second hour, for another, when we add another hour, that would be 6 results. So how many hours until we get 57 all in sales? 3 sales in just 1 hour. We just simply try to divide 57 by 3. That pertains also to the number of hours. How many? Can you divide by 3? How many 3s are there in 5? 1. We still
One.
have a difference of 2. 27 divided by 3. That
19.
is 19. Okay? 19 hours. 57 sales. 1 hour, 3 sales. 19 hours, 57 sales. Okay? But if you are asked at the number of how many calls will there be in the 19 hours to get 57 calls, so this 19 will be multiplied to 50 calls, and that will be the number of calls for only 57 sales. Diba? A big number of calls to only 57 sales. That's that's life. Okay, if that is the case. 24. Over a 5-day period, 600 people visited. The castle. And the 1/3 attended on the day 1, 5 over 12 attended day 2. How many attendees visited the Warwick Castle over the last 3 days of the 5-day period? First day, 1/3 visited out of 600. 5 over 12 out of 600 visited the day 2. And over the last 3 days of the 5-day period, how many? We just need to get the 1/3 of 600. We just need to get the 5 over 12 of 600 and add up, subtract it from 600. What's the 1/3 of 600? And Chair, Gem, Mark, 1/3 of 600? It's 1/3 of 600. Just multiply 1/3 and the 600, or you can divide it by 3 so that you could get 1 out of 3.
200, ma'am.
200. How about 5 over 12? How about 5 twelves of 600? 5 over 12 of 600. Can you do the mental math? Divide it 12 by 600. Divide. 1. Divide it by 12. 1. How many? 20? Huh? 600 divided by 12? It's 5.
5.
Make 50. 50 times 5 na lang. We have 250 represents 512s. So we have 200, 250. First day, 200. Second day, 250. So how many attendees over the last 3 days? 200 plus 200 plus 250, 450. Subtract it from 600. Remaining?
150. 150, ma'am.
Mark?
150.
Okay, Mark. Thank you. Okay. Next item. We still have 5 minutes. Sagado na lang natin na. If 70 out of 550 guests at the hotel were children, 520 out of 550 guests, 70 were children. 70 children. 4/5 of the guests were men. 4/5 of this represents how many? 4/5 of, please get the 4/5 of of the adult. I mean, we will get the 4/5 from the remaining. Let's try first to get the remaining of the guests from 520. If we already get the 70 children from 520, that will be the first operation. Let's get first the remaining, or the number of adults out of 520 if we have 70 children. That is 400. Subtract. That's 450. Agree? That's 520.
Yes,
we will
ma'am.
get the 4/5. Out of 150, we will get the 4/5. And that would be the men. The number of men among the guests. Cancel out 1. That is 90. Agree? 90. 45 divided by 5, 9, 0. Annex 0. 90 times 4. That is 360 men. This is men. 360 ang men, 70 ang children, but balik kita sa 400, but we need to go back with 450 remaining from 3. If there are 360 men among from this 450, we have women. Agree? Men 360, 90 women to come up with 450 adult, and we have 70 to add up to, and we will result really to 520. And we will now can answer the question, how many women stayed at the hotel? That is just, we check again, 90 plus 360 plus 70, is it 520?
Yes,
Diba?
ma'am.
Okay. How many operations? We first must subtract 520 guests by 70. We get 450 adults. From 450 adults, we get the 4/5 of the adult. The 4/5 of the adults were men, so we find 360. And out of the remaining of 450 subtracted by 360, we have 90 women.
Amen.
Okay, we will not proceed to getting the missing number there. Proceed kita sa number 27. If a van can hold 330 boxes, and in each box there are 230 shoes, how many pairs does a fully loaded van contain? There are 30 boxes, and each box 330 30 shoes. So just multiply this 320 and 30. Diba? And because we are dealing with pair of okay,
3, 4, 50, ma'am.
try to multiply first. Mark, what's your result? What's the result?
230 times 30,
What's the result? 0.
1,900.
0, 9, 600, 6,900. The result is
Yes, ma'am.
6,900. What are what are you going to do with 6,900?
Divided by the 2.
Okay, yes, to get the number of pairs. Correct. So our answer is 3, 4.
3,450.
Yes. Okay. I would like us to answer this one. Somehow may graphs naman. They are the graduates of a university. The number of graduates in 2002 is 1,700. In 2003, 1,600. In 2004, 1,500. Percent in employment, in further study, they proceed to another program. Unemployed, percent of the other graduates of the university. Percent. This is the area or the area where the students graduated social sciences na programs, humanities, sciences. Try to answer this one. What's the largest? What's the largest number of students in any year that went to further study? What are you going to do with the data? To answer the largest number of students, you need to multiply. Ang went to further study here, ang third. 33% times 1,700, 36% times 1,600, 39% times 1,500, and which of the result is the largest? That's the answer. Multiply 33 and 1,700. If we multiply that, we get Mark, can I assign Mark?
56,100.
Careful with the number of places, Mark. Number of places.
33
Percent
times
by percent.
1,700.
Point 33. It would be 0.33 times 1,700. 0.36 times 1,600. 0.39 or 3,900 times 1,500. Percent to. Percent.
Okay. 1, ma'am, 561 ang 2,061.
Right. Ang una, yes, 561. Next. 561. What's the second? So that you could answer how the largest number. 570.
576.
But 576 is larger than 561. So we will eliminate this one. Next.
585.
585. So larger pag si 585. So this is now the answer. No more percentage given rin for the other year. Only to 2002, 2003, and 2004 are the years given. Okay. So the ano lang, stick with the data given. Then answer. One last siguro. Then we could end this Zoom. One last promise. What was the decrease? What was the decrease in the number of graduates in employment between 2002 and 2004? Go back sa 2004 employment employed. Employed in 2002 is 40% of 1,700. 37% only were employed out of 1,500. How much is the decrease? What is the number of students who were employed? I mean, the difference from 2002 and 2004. So again, multiply 0.40 to 1,700, multiply 0.37 to 1,500. Multiplying 1,700 and 0.40. Ako na lang, 70 na lang. 100.
25.
125 is the difference, Mark?
Oo, ma'am, ang sabat rin.
Oh, yeah, I mean, abo wala akong nasulat. This is now, sorry. This is now, sige, try natin. Multiply natin na 17 times 0.4. 4 tenths. 0.40 is the same as 4 tenths. 28 carry to 6. How many? We still need to add 0. 0 to zeros. But, 1 decimal, 680.
Oo, 680.
1 sa 15, 1,500 multiplying 2.37. What's the result?
555.
555. 555. I am not endorsing. 555. So get the difference. 680 and 555.
125.
Okay, 125. Okay, thanks, Mark. 125. Okay, so I gave you also a sample item on interpreting the interpretation. Yes, interpreting the given table and this one. This one is just being aided in the problem for you to answer this question. But I will just leave this to you, that in 2004, how many social science students were in employment after graduating? Could you choose from among this numerical data, or will you answer can't say? In 2004, how many social science students were in employment after graduating? I will just leave this problem to you for you to ponder what's your answer on that. If you are aided given with this graph, with this pie chart and this table. Okay? I would like to acknowledge the source of us in this material, the Career and Leadership Center, City University of Hong Kong, for this numerical reasoning sample test items. Okay? Thank you so much. Let me end the live stream. Thank you so much for your participation, and those in the live stream, thank